Dum 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 da dum. Welcome back to the Professor's Lab. I'm Professor V, and this is another game from round 3 of our League Challenge that happened at Die Hard Games on February 13th, 2025. If you didn't know, Die Hard League happens every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central, featuring casual and tournament play at whatever format everyone wants. Pokemon Day celebration, and switch deck between rounds if you want. Tournament February 27th at 6 p.m. Journey Together pre-releases start March 15th at 1 p.m. and League Cup March 29th at 12 p.m. All Central Time, all at Die Hard Games. Go see more info in this video's description and check out Pokemon's event locator for premiere and other events at the shop, such as League Challenges, League Cups, pre-releases, and more. Please hit that like button right quick, subscribe to this channel, ring the bell for notifications, say what you need to say in the comments, and all that other good free stuff. But anyways, let's research this game that we hopped into after the start of it. We'll do our best to hit the ground running here, as it looks like our grass player on the right, Torterra, is versus Dragapult on the left. It appears the Torterra player on the right attacked with Budu a few times with Itchy Pollen, making it so the opponent couldn't play item cards during their next turns and slowed the Dragapult setup down while they set up their own grass attackers on the right, as well as some support Pokemon, of course. Eventually, though, it looks like the Dragapult player was able to get to a Dragapult EX with a sparkling crystal on it, making its attack cost just either a fire or just a psychic. We see a psychic on there. So Dragapult was able to attack with its Phantom Dive attack, dealing 200 damage to the active Budu, taking the KO on it, and then spreading 6 damage counters on their opponent's bench Pokemon in any way they like. Looks like it's a 10 6-way spread. Yep. As Grotle moves into the active spot on the right-hand side and play resumes there. Grass energy attached to the bench to Grotle. And we're seeing the active Grotle use its ability now, Sun-Drenched Shell, to search the deck for a grass-type Pokemon to put it into the hand here. So we can find the EX if needed, but it's going to go for the Beautify on the first Grotle. Second Grotle ability, Sun-Drenched Shell, searches the deck and finds the grass-type main attacker, Torterra EX. Potentially. It actually is another Grotle, so that way a third Sun-Drenched Shell could be used to find that Torterra EX. Okay, that makes sense. That's definitely the reasonable route to take here with the Sun-Drenched Shell chain as our player shuffles up and gets ready for their next move. The Grotle in the active spot is powered up already with the 1 grass energy, so it'll evolve into Torterra EX. The bench Grotle also evolves, saying anything you can do, I can do better. We are going to see a Beautifly be evolved on the bench now as well. Second one. Grotle, of course, has a pretty powerful attack. Excuse me, Torterra EX has pretty powerful attack, Force March for 1 grass energy. This attack does 30 damage for each of your grass Pokemon in play, including the active. So next, oh, okay. What happened there was the Dragapult player forgot to take a prize card for KOing the Budu, so just go ahead and do it now. No harm, no foul. And then the Grotle player on the right is playing an Ultra Ball now, and that has them discard 2 cards in order to search their deck for a Pokemon. More importantly, they thin down the hand, so that way Beautifly's ability Stoke Straw can be more super effective. Ultra Ball found a Teal Mask Ogerpon EX, and that hit the bench. Nest Ball is being played now as the player searches deck for a basic Pokemon to put onto the bench. Budew coming back to the game now, hitting the field here. More importantly at this point, providing another grass Pokemon slot to fuel the Torterra EX Force March attack. 30 times, 30 damage for each of your grass Pokemon in play. First but Beautifly ability to draw up to 6 cards in hand being used here. We're working towards KOing this Dragapult with 20 damage on it. Dragapult has 300 HP. The Torterra player can get there with 7 or 8 grass Pokemon on the bench and a maximum belt. So Teal Mask Ogerpon EX will use Teal Dance to accelerate a grass energy onto it on the bench and then draw a card. No pink card in hand yet for our Torterra player. Really wanting to get the one shot on this opposing Dragapult EX to put themselves in the prime position to win this game. Arvin, as the supporter now, does guarantee the pink maximum belt, a spec card there that allows the Pokemon it's attached to do plus 50 damage to opposing Pokemon EX. Dragapult EX is a Pokemon EX, of course. Now we definitely need the full 8 Pokemon, grass Pokemon on the bench to get the KO, I believe, on a 300 HP Dragapult. Night Stretcher will be the item card grabbed off of the Arvin supporter that has them search for an item and tool. Both of those potentially needed here for this one hit KO combo. Maximum belt attached to the active Torterra EX, plus 50 damage to opposing Pokemon EX. Remember, Night Stretcher being played now to bring a Pokemon back into the hand from the discard pile. It's the Budew that gets instantly put onto the bench here. Now, something I should say is normally in the Pokemon trading card game, players are allowed to have up to 5 Pokemon on their bench. But with the Area Zero Underdepth Stadium in play and a Terra Pokemon, at least one Terra Pokemon on the bench, their new bench size is 8. So that's why we're seeing the rules be broken, the fundamental rules be broken here in this round. Okay, looks like there is a second Beautifly ability, Stoke Straw, to use to draw up to 6 cards in hand. Might as well maximize what's going on the board. So now Grotle is doing 30 times 8. 30 times 9, excuse me. I keep forgetting that you include the active Pokemon. 30 times 9, 27, plus 5, more than 300. Enough to clean up the KO on the opposing Dragapult for 2 prize cards. Dreepy slides into the active spot on the left and play resumes there. With the bench, Dreepy evolving into Dracloak. With the Recon Directive ability online now. That's being used to look at the top 2 cards of the deck, put one into the hand, put the other on the bottom of the deck. So what do you need more is the question. Fire Energy and Dusknoir were the options, I believe. Fire Energy kept. I wonder if there was a rare candy in hand as a Fire Energy is attached to the bench. Dracloak. No attacking this turn with the good attack at least. Good Dragapult attack. And you're staring down a 330 HP Pokemon across from you. Really 340, but 330 since it's got 10 on it. So the Dragapult player on the left plays an Arvin next in order to search the deck for an item and tool card of their own. You've got a couple of Dragapult pieces on the board. That's good. Terra Orb and Rescue Board seem to be the grabs off of this Arvin. The Terra Orb will be played to search the deck for a Terra Pokemon to put into the hand. And of course, Dragapult EX will be the target here that gets added to the hand. Man, you really didn't want your Dragapult to get one shot that last turn. So our player eyes up their hand to see what is the next best play. And we're going to get some more energy out of the deck with Earthen Vessel, discarding a Buddy Buddy Poffin to search the deck for up to 2 basic energy to put into the hand. Just a Psychic chosen here. Really don't need it this turn, but it's nice to have ready for next turn. And it also thins your deck out, making your top deck that much sweeter. It looks like they're ending things with a Rotom Instant Charge. Draw 3 cards and your turn ends. Play resumes on the right here with an energy attached to the bench Grotle. It uses its Sun-Drenched Shell ability to search the deck for a grass Pokemon to put into the hand, and it'll be a Torterra EX that evolves that very Grotle. 3 Torterra EX established, powered up, ready to go, boss's orders, brings up the only threat on the opponent's side of the field, the Dracloak with an energy. Torterra EX over KOs that uh, Dracloak with its Forest March attack. Just 270 this time since Dracloak wasn't a Pokemon EX. Dreepy creeps into the active spot on the left and play resumes there. Not looking good for our Dragapult player here in this round 3. Never count Dragapult out though. It's definitely a comeback deck. As a Psychic Energy gets attached to the active Dreepy, we need to establish more Dreepy right now. Okay, the bench Duskull evolved into that Dusclops, and then Dusclops used its Curse Blast ability to knock itself out. The opponent gets to take a prize card. Um, so that way it could place 5 damage counters on one of the opposing Pokemon, and they were all put onto that 30 HP Budew in order to take a KO. A prize for a prize there. Advancing both boards here, as there's really not much else our Dragapult player has access to currently. Countercatcher is another good thing to do. Countercatcher is live since the opponent has few remaining prize cards, so you'd act like a boss's orders, bring up a Pokemon from the bench into the active spot. We haven't played a supporter yet, so Iono would be ideal here, but it would not, even that would not be very effective as the player has 2 Beautifly established currently, each with Stoke Draw to refill the hand. So Arvin will be the supporter for turn instead, or at least that's the one they had access to search the deck for an item and a tool. Item could be Buddy Poffin for more Dreepy. There is at least one Dreepy in deck. Looks like it will be a rare candy. Oh, there is a Dragapult in hand, so I guess this is, I kind of missed that. So they do have that route available to them as well. Evolve this Dreepy in the active spot and try to give it more HP, but no, but I think the Grotle knocks it out, right? We're doing, if they can fill their bench with 8 grass Pokemon, 27. Nope. So it's not there yet, but it's pretty much checkmate. Rare Candy allows the Dreepy to evolve into Dragapult EX. Dragapult EX can attack with its first attack that deals 70 damage. And so they said, okay, we're going to try and install your Teal Mask Ogerpon EX here in the active spot, force you to have a way to retreat it. And then you also don't have your bench full. You're not currently one-shotting my Dragapult EX, so you need to find more Pokemon too to win. So our Dragapult player, as I like to see, playing to all their outs as they can in this best of one in round 3. Gotta love it. So far, our player hasn't slammed it here on the right, but they do play a bug catching set to look at the top 7 cards of the deck, and they could put 2 green cards in their hand, a grass Pokemon and or a grass energy, any combo of either. So there's a Rabsca and a grass energy. So I have the retreat and the Dragapult tech, but maybe not even needed as a bench. There we go. Our Reller is put onto the bench. Teal Mask Ogerpon accelerates an energy to itself with Teal Dance, draws a card, really just so that way, accelerated that energy so that way it can retreat into the maximum belted Torterra EX that deals 30 times the amount of grass Pokemon you have in play. 270 plus 50. Let's count on fingers here. 320 damage. Dragapult EX has 320 HP. So Torterra takes down this bonus capture in round 3. What do you think of this video and the commentary? Please leave feedback in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Oh, before I see you next time, though, thank you to our players for letting their game be captured so we can learn and enjoy. Now I'll see you next time in the professor's lab. Dun -dun -dun.